Hi everybody. My name is Daniel Ben Abraham. I did a Garris here a while ago. I returned back to Judaism, and I returned back to my own people of Israel, Baruch Hashem. So I'm doing this video because I wanted to really encourage people. Um, Anything can be redeemed. Anything. It just has to be willing. I put a post up on my Facebook page here a couple days ago. Obviously, it won't get a lot of likes, but that's okay. I don't care. And personally, if this video is watched by a lot of people, it's not going to bother me whatsoever. The point of what I want to stress to people is that there's all these people out there in this world, and everybody is so judgmental, and everybody judges all these different people in their positions, and people act like they're better than everybody else. One thing that is very clear in the Torah that we just read in the Pasha this past week in the book of Exodus, when Egypt would not let the Israelites free to leave to go and worship Hashem, and what the entail was. And the last real big thing before Israel left Egypt was that Hashem told all the Israelites to place above their door blood if they wanted to basically be redeemed, or if they wanted to spare the incumbent judgment that Hashem was going to place upon the land of Egypt. Now, we see, and there's some history that, from my knowledge, that has also been written, that not only did the Israelites place upon their doorposts blood of the lamb, but so did some Egyptians as well. They knew that Hashem was with Israel, and they saw the things that were happening. Now, this is not just a message for non-Jewish people, but this is a message also for Jewish people as well. See, the whole context of what Hashem has been trying to tell us for thousands and thousands and thousands of years: anything and any person can be redeemed. I myself, returning back to everything, coming from a B'nai Anosim background, returning back to Judaism after my family was forced to convert to Catholicism and left Spain and settled in Ponce, Puerto Rico. My family chose to do that, but nobody could come to the New World unless they had converted to Catholicism. Now, my family chose to take that route. I did not. I chose to be part of the original promise of what Israel was given to Hashem, which Moshe said to Israel via Hashem, saying that the Torah is only the inheritance for Israel. So anybody else who's outside of the framework of what is given to Israel, well, the Torah is not their inheritance. So Hashem was giving everybody who left Egypt that opportunity, whether they were not an Israelite or they were an Israelite, to come to the Torah and get that as their inheritance, as the promise that was given forth from Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. And these things were only given to them and for the generations. Obviously, we see that Yosef did many things. He brought Egypt to them by basically the same covenant, because he was above all them. Now, I'm not saying that every Egyptian is under the yoke of Torah, which they're not, unfortunately, because if they were, we would have a lot more peace in this world. I do believe, because there wouldn't be so much animosity with the framework within Arab countries. But that was only because of what was told to Abraham: anyone who's under you or in your house, you are to circumcise. That doesn't mean that every person who has a circumcision automatically does not qualify them to be, highly favored or to be under the yoke of grace from Hashem. To be circumcised is not just the physical, but the inward. And a lot of what I've seen in my travels in many synagogues in the U.S., I've seen some who pour their heart out to Hashem. And then I see some who just talk right in the midst of one of the most holiest prayers. And, people joke around all the time. Hashem doesn't care about that. Hashem cares about where your heart's at. It's disrespectful when you're doing, you're conversating and you're walking around and you're joking with people, especially on the Shabbat, and you're doing, everyone's davening. Hashem wants us to be quiet. Hashem wants us to focus on Him. We have all that other time in the world to have that time with our friends. There are people out here that are in this world who are truly broken, who are also banana seam like myself, who do want to return back to Judaism. So to say that nobody else is able to be redeemed, heaven forbid, that's the wrong thinking. That's not the thinking of Hashem, because Hashem has created everything in this world, and just because we may not like it doesn't mean that it cannot be redeemed. So hear Israel, that Hashem says that everything can be redeemed, and anything that wants to be redeemed can bend and yield itself to Him. This is why Hashem has allowed us to say that we can humble ourselves before He humbles us. If Hashem humbles us, none of us will like it. So Hashem has to humble us. And anyone can take a hold, according to the prophet Yeshayahu, Isaiah, according to his in chapter 56, that says that somebody on the outside will take a hold of the name of Hashem. And not only will they take the hold of Hashem, but they'll also take a hold of His holy days. And they will not desecrate these things. And then they will come under His covenant. So be careful to anyone who is putting heavy burdens on people trying to come into the covenant, because that is mistreating of anyone who's proselytizing or even converting. Hashem is very clear to those people out there: woe be unto you who mistreat anyone who converts or returns back to Judaism. Woe to you, because you're going to be accounted for that mistreatment of that person. It's the same thing as committing murder. And a lot of people do this today. So for my brothers and my sisters who cannot work out marriages, I will say this real loud and clear, that for the men, if you cannot work out your marriage, then you have no reason and no business getting married ever again. Because you break and you violate the things that Hashem has allowed. If you cannot allow the wife to find favor within your eyes, then there's something wrong with you, and you should fix that, because you can be redeemed yourself. Because if you're not able to redeem yourself through the kindness that Hashem has given us, then there's something wrong with you, and that you're not yielding. So we should never let our own pride get in our own way. We should truly humble ourselves as men, and also as leadership that is out there. You should humble yourself as well, because every person in this universe was created by Hashem. We may be Bnei Israel, the sons of Israel, to Hashem, but that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, because we still have to make teshuvah for ourselves and our actions. So anyone can come in, and anybody that turns to Hashem can be redeemed. We have no right to say that someone can or cannot. So check your actions and check your motives, and never disqualify anyone because you may not like them, and you want them to bend and yield to you. Hashem is a merciful God, and we need to be the same to everybody in this world. We need to show mercy above all things, and we need to show kindness above all things, because if we may say in our eyes that it may not be what we want, You never know what Hashem is doing behind the scenes. As the sages say, he stopped speaking on the 6th day and rested on the 7th, but he never stopped working because he was creating matches for people. And it's the same thing. Just because he's not speaking the way that we want him to, he's still working something out behind the scenes by fixing people, by making them yield and bend. So just always keep in mind that you can be redeemed. Just turn to the God of Israel and his Torah. And I do encourage people to come and convert and learn by some authentic Jewish rabbis that are very compassionate, because you never want to go to a community that's not compassionate. So may Hashem help you. May Hashem give all those strength out here, and know that all of your situations, though it may seem crazy to you, Hashem has it all in control. All he wants from all of us is to trust. That's why he gave us the Torah. That's why Israel, every time in the Torah, we've been rebuked. We've gone through some craziness in our life. Betachon. Start to trust in Hashem. If you don't know how to do it, then ask Hashem. Go through yourself and find out why you can't trust. Because when you start trusting Hashem, things will work better in your life. May the Lord bless you all. Shalom.